friend Galaxy3 sent me this link. I have a friend who is going through chemo and I want to make her happy. The pattern is no longer available, so today I will try to make a similar turban. I will be happy if this pattern continues to be available to everyone. First, make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position. Raise 48 needles on the front bed, 24 to the left and 24 to the right of 0. Place the edge springs on the last working needles and make sure the latches are closed. Raise 48 needles on the back bed of the machine. You have to observe the needle rule. The leftmost working needle must be on the front bed and the rightmost working needle must be on the back bed of the machine. Place the edge springs on the last working needles and make sure the latches are closed. You can see the needles up close. Rotate the racking handle anti-clockwise to its upper position. The needles must be opposite to each other. Use the orange ruler and arrange the needles on the front bed in 1-to-1 division. Move the edge spring on the last working needle and make sure the latch is closed. Then arrange the needles on the back bed in 1-to-1 division. Move the edge spring on the last working needle. You can see the needles up close. Set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 3. Set the back lock the same way, the lever to N and the stitch size to 3. Insert the orange strippers and take the yarn. I'm using acrylic yarn, but if you can, make it with natural fiber yarn. Cotton yarn will be perfect for this project. Now knit one row. It should look like this. Set the front lock to CX and increase the stitch size to 4. Set the back lock the same way. Now knit 2 rows. It should look like this. Set the front lock to N and increase the stitch size to 5. Set the back lock the same way, the lever to N and the stitch size to 5. Knit one row to finish the cast on. Remove the edge springs, take the double eye bodkin tool and transfer the stitches in 4-to-4 division. The leftmost group of 4 working needles must be on the front bed and the rightmost group must be on the back bed of the machine. By the way, you can download the instructions for free, just click on the link in the description. The needles are arranged as in the diagram. On both beds, put all empty needles out of working position. Place the edge springs on the last working needles and make sure the latches are closed. Now you can see them up close. Clear the row counter, set the front lock to N and increase the stitch size to 5.5. Set the back lock the same way. Remove the orange strippers and insert the black ones. Now start knitting. I don't have the pattern, but I know how long the piece must be. I have to measure the piece from time to time. You can do this as well. First, remove the weight from the knitting. Take a measuring tape and level it with the needles. This way you can roughly measure the length of the knitted piece. By the way, the weight is optional. You can knit without using a weight. Now I will stop and measure the strip again. It's almost the right length. I will knit 10 more rows. Perfect! Now it's time to make the cast off. Use the orange ruler and race all 48 needles on the front bed. Move the edge spring on the last working needle and make sure the latch is closed. Race all 48 needles on the back bed and move the edge spring on the last needle. The needles must be opposite to each other, just as in the diagram. Rotate the racking handle clockwise to its lowest position. Remove the black strippers and insert the orange ones. Now knit one row. Pull the knob to lower the front bed. Use the orange ruler and make sure all the stitches are in the middle of the zigzag row. Take the yellow tool and make a zigzag latch cast off. I'm always helping myself with the orange tool. When you take the last stitch, cut the yarn from the lock, wrap it behind the latch into the hook and pull it through. It's barely visible in the video, but you must know how to make this cast off with your eyes closed. I'm using it in all of my videos. Raise the front bed and remove the knitting from the machine. It should look like this, a long and stretchy strip. It is 109 centimeters or 43 inches long. Now we have to sew both ends together to form a loop. To sew them, I will use one of the yarn tails. You know that I'm not good at hand sewing, but don't skip yet, I will tell you something useful. Go to your ironing board or use an ironing mat and some pins to fix both ends in place. I won't iron them, just it will be easier to match both sides perfectly. This is the seam I made, at least the stripes on the rib are perfectly aligned. It looks like a loop. Take the second yarn tail and fold the piece in half. If your seam looks better on either side, fold the piece so the better looking side is inside. We need to make a straight seam about 20 cm or 8 inches from the fold. I'm only taking the side loops, this part is very easy. On each side there are loops and knots, you have to push the needle through the loops in a zigzag manner. Now you can see up close. That will be the wrong side, the seam will be invisible on the other side. Now hide the yarn tail and cut it off. It should look like this. That is only my suggestion and you can skip it. When you put it on, this corner will stick out. You can fold it a little bit and sew it to make it not so pointy. I'm sewing on the right side. As you can see, the corner is not so sharp. Now let's try it on. I'm putting it backward, but I think you can wear it as you like. This is the front side. And one more time just to make it as clear as possible. If you know how to put it on already, now you will have a few seconds to like the video or leave me a comment. That's all for today, thank you for watching, have a nice day and see you in my next video. By the way, is this still a polymer clay channel?